if you watched any Lakers basketball this year, one thing we know is for sure. Lakers get W's when they play defense. Lakers get W's when they get stops. There was a quote from, I hate the quote, but I appreciate Dorian Finney-Smith being honest about it. He had said something that because of his struggles on offense, it kind of held him back a little bit on what he typically does on the defensive side. So that's got to be something for the Lakers. Defense first, I will tell you this about the game tonight and some of the adjustments Lakers got to make. First off, get Naz Reid off the three-point line. Naz Reid's got to come off the three-point line. That if there's kind of one thing that was wildly frustrating to me in the last game Lakers had against Minnesota, I don't understand how Naz Reid gets that many looks from the three-point line. That's Naz Reid's game. And Naz Reid, by the way, Naz Reid's not a guy that's taking you one-on-one off a dribble, but just dumb mistakes. I'm trying to think back here. Was it Rui Hachimura? Somebody was driving. It might have been Ant, might have been Julius Randle. And Rui Hachimura decides he's going to collapse and try to help off of Naz Reid. And what is Julius Randle or Ant, whoever it was, makes a simple pass. Like, you're going to leave Naz Reid open in the corner for a three? Well, I'm going to go ahead and throw the ball to Naz Reid. And Naz Reid was nylon. I don't think Naz Reid even touched the rim in any of the three-point attempts that he was making. One adjustment that the Lakers got to make tonight, Naz Reid's a phenomenal player. He's a great player. But what makes him great, he loves sitting behind that three-point line, spotting up for threes. Get him off the three-point line. Can you just make Naz Reid take a couple of dribbles? And if he hits a tough 18-footer, then he hits a tough 18-footer. But what you can't have happen, I think what happened in game one, Lakers just absolutely watching Naz Reid. Way too many looks for the Minnesota Timberwolves where it didn't even feel like there was a hand near some of there wasn't a defensive player near some of these three-point shooters. So one thing I would say is part of the adjustments in game two, you got to get Naz Reid off that three-point line. And if Naz Reid gets some buckets inside the three-point line and he finds a way and he's super aggressive, if he gets to the basket, you almost kind of live with it. That's not Naz Reid's game. Take away what his greatest strength is, which is beyond the arc. Okay, here's another adjustment for, I think, tonight's game. Don't overreact to Jaden McDaniels. If I want to get Naz Reid off the three-point line, I'm less concerned about Jaden McDaniels. Jaden McDaniels, it's more about what kind of looks is he getting. Jaden McDaniels is not a great three-point shooter. The averages are going to average out. Minnesota's not going to shoot 50% from three again. At least, they better not. But I don't think Jaden McDaniels is going to go 9 of 11 from the field again. He had a really good game one. Don't overreact to it. I don't think they got to worry too much about Jaden McDaniels, but I would worry about Naz Reid. Okay, here's another adjustment I would make for the Lakers defensively. I'm talking about just defensively here. You got to try to bait Ant into one-on-one ball. You know what was crazy between Ant and Julius Randle? And this is the way they're going to win. And we kind of talked about this before game one. This is the best strategy for the Minnesota Timberwolves to obviously to grab a game or anything like that. The best strategy for them is Ant and Julius Randle are stacking up assists. And if you look in game one, this is crazy. 14 assists between Julius Randle and Ant, only 4 for LeBron and Luka. The fact that they had 10 more assists than LeBron and Luka combined, I didn't even know was scientifically possible. But that's what happened in game one, which tells you a little bit about the Lakers' offense, and it also tells you a little bit about how Minnesota was able to share the ball, and 2 of their key playmakers were able to make plays for others, not just themselves. Try to bait Ant into more one-on-one ball. Julius Randle, don't help off Julius Randle. Try to bait him off more one-on-one ball. What I don't want to see is that Ant and Julius Randle have 14 assists combined or 16 assists combined or something along those lines, because I do think that would be a really, really it would be a shock to me to see that there's a 14-4 stat again where they have 10 more assists than Luka and LeBron. I don't think that's going to happen again, probably for the rest of the series. But try to bait those guys into more one-on-one ball. And the only other thing I'm going to say for the Lakers on the defensive side, don't overreact to the three-point shooting. They shot 50%. Give him credit. Shot 50%. But if you can't get a hand up on some of these guys, or if it's the same guys that are shooting the threes that either they got a hot hand or that's their game, then that's on you. Because they'll shoot 50% again if it's Naz Reid taking most of those threes. If it's open 3-point shots that they're getting, then they're gonna shoot those threes, and they probably will still shoot at an efficient clip. So defensively for the Lakers, get Naz Reid off the 3-point line. Don't overreact to Jaden McDaniels. I wouldn't overreact on the threes as well, but I would definitely try to at least have a hand up or make sure it's the right people shooting the threes that you want to shoot the threes, not the 3-point shooters that they want, and then see if you could kind of bait Ant into more one-on-one ball. All right, adjustments for the Lakers on offense. It's funny on offense. For the Lakers to have the amount of points that they scored, which is kind of wild. Who would have thought that's what the Lakers would be doing? But I'm going to start here with Austin Reeves. Where was Austin Reeves in game one? Now I could read some of his quotes from yesterday. Here's what Austin Reeves said. I wasn't myself. To what reason that was, I don't know, but just got to go out there and be myself, play my game, and have fun doing it. Austin Reeves was, kind of one of the bigger shocks in game one. There were a lot of people that didn't play well. I mean, I could point to a lot of things, but I think the Lakers are at their best when they have 3 guys that are legitimate threats, however they are. Maybe for Austin Reeves, if his shot's not falling, he's getting to the free throw line. Maybe for Austin Reeves, if his shot's not falling, he's facilitating for others. Maybe for Bron, okay, he's not having the best offensive game, but you look up at the stat sheet, and he's got 18, 8, and 8. He got the 8 assists, and he got the 8 rebounds, and he did, he found other ways to get other people involved. Luka only had 1 assist. So I think Austin Reeves is such a critical piece for this Lakers team, and obviously they got to have him. They got to have him performing. That's one area coming in tonight's game that, Austin Reeves just got to be better. That's the best way that I can put it. He's just got to be better. Bench has got to be a lot more productive. You can't have a game where Dorian Finney-Smith and Gabe Vincent and these Dalton Knecht led the Lakers in scoring off the bench. That's how pathetic it is. Dalton Knecht only came in at the end of the game, and he led the Lakers in scoring off the bench. I know Minnesota's got a brilliant bench. I know Minnesota's bench is probably on a night in, night out basis going to be a headache for the Lakers. That's an advantage for them. No, I find it difficult to think that if the Lakers ever outscore Minnesota on the bench, then they're probably winning that game, and it's a landslide. Minnesota's got Naz Reid, Dante DiVincenzo, Nikhil Walker-Alexander. They got really good players that are coming off the bench. So I do think that's something that they'll probably have, but the Lakers got to get some kind of production. And whether it's Dorian Finney-Smith, I'd like to see Vando play more minutes, or it's Gabe Vincent, or maybe, Jordan Goodwin. We'll see what they do today. You got to play. You got to have more guys that are contributing for the Lakers. The last thing that I'll mention, as far as some of the adjustments on offense for the Lakers, ball's got to move. And I'm not even taking a specific shot at anybody, but the ball has to move. The Lakers were stagnant. Lakers tried too much one-on-one ball. There were times in the first half, LeBron was trying to go one-on-one versus Gobert. Gobert got a block. One-on-one versus, maybe it was Naz Reid or Julius Randle. I forget who was against, another block. Like, just too much isolation basketball, and I don't think that's when the Lakers are at their best. That ball's got to be moving. Superstars obviously got to do their job as well. So really looking at kind of the adjustments for game 2, I think it starts on the defensive side, but I think offensively for the Lakers is there's going to be some areas where individual players just got to be better. I mean, there's just no other way to put it. Individual players got to be better. All right, if you enjoyed this clip and you want more, just subscribe to the channel. Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. is the Sliwa Show. And then after every Lakers game, post-game show right here.